what inspired you to pursue sourdough?
I had no aspirations of doing it prior to this year. I actually did a carnivore diet earlier this year, back in January.
Nice, cool.
And when I came off the carnivore diet in January, I was looking to introduce some healthy carbs. One of those healthy carbs was sourdough bread. I've been seeing a ton of content online, YouTube, Instagram, people making sourdough. So I thought, why not give it a try? Sure. So I started making it, realized it was a lot of fun, and the reward of making us like a good sourdough loaf, a lot of joy in that. So yeah, so I started posting like videos of me making it, pictures online on Instagram, and people loved it. People loved the content. So cool. People were constantly asking me for a loaf. They're like, let me get a loaf, let me try some. And I was like, sure, I'll make you a loaf. Yeah. Absolutely.
I ordered one, it was delicious.
Yeah. One of my original customers. Yes.
Happy to support a small business always. Yeah, no, this kid makes some really good bread.
Yeah.
I mean, sourdough does have a lot of benefits for diet-wise. That's interesting that it was kicked off originally from your research into your own diet.
Yeah, a lot of benefits for your gut health. So carnivore diet, in its most basic sense, is only consuming products that come from animals.
Okay.
So meat, dairy, eggs are essentially the only things you can consume.
Okay. How does honey fit into there with bees?
So honey is a gray area. I don't consider it part of a carnivore diet. I think most people on the internet who I've researched don't really consider it as part of a carnivore diet.
It's good to know.
That's more of an animal, so there's a carnivore and then there's animal-based. Honey can get added into an animal-based diet. That's kind of where I've transitioned since doing carnivore, is more towards an animal-based. I cheat a lot more now than when I was doing carnivore. Carnivore diet, just eating meat, it's a way of finding out what does your body good and what doesn't do your body good. And it was more of a challenge too. That's why I was interested.
So it's like a personal challenge to stick with a
only
certain
eat meat
group.
For a month.
Did you find it hard to like stick within that? You wanted to break out, eat carbs?
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough to snack. Having a snack was tough.
Oh yeah.
So I would find myself craving sugar. I'm not someone who has a sweet tooth. I don't really crave sugar at all, but I found myself craving sugar on the carnivore diet because I was getting none of it.
Interesting.
So I found myself, especially when it was time for a snack, in between meals, I'd be like, I could really go for some ice cream right now, or I could really go for like a chocolate cake or a cookie. So that was tough to power through that. When you're on carnivore diet, you get full so much quicker when you eat meat.
Sure.
Like you can't
more satiating.
Yeah, that's the perfect word. It's more satiating. You can't indulge yourself like you can with carbs, like pasta and rice, where you can just keep eating vegetables, just eat them endlessly. At some point when you're having a steak, when you're full, when your stomach is satisfied, you're done. Like you don't want any more.
A little warmer.
Yeah. So it's not hard to kind of stay away from cravings as long as you're staying with the diet, eating on a regular schedule. But in between the eating, it's tough. Baking sourdough bread, I've always said for a long time, I want to get to a point in my career, in my life, where I can just retire and own, whether it be a pizza parlor, a coffee shop, or a bakery.
Okay.
Like something so simple, like a corner store.
Sure.
Like on the end of a main street somewhere that is local, people love it, people know it.
It's their daily spot.
It's part of the community. Everybody knows you, appreciates you. It's just something simple to just wake up and enjoy every day. I think that's like my biggest goal in life, is to get to a point where I can just do that and have that be my, not even a source of income, but just something that brings me joy on a day-to-day basis.
That's your main pursuit. Yeah. So that's where you spend your time.
Yeah. So the ability to start that now and try it out and go through the trial and error of what is it like to market it, make it, do the production side of it, and see the interaction you get from your friends and family of how they want to support it, I think is a big test. I think like for a lot of people who are entrepreneurs, maybe some people do it out of necessity, but I think a lot of people do it out of just pure enjoyment, right? It's the ability to work for yourself, do something you love, make money off of it, I guess is one of the benefits, but just to be able to spend time doing something you love and that brings you joy is worth all the while. So
the older you get and the more you go through life and you have to do things you don't want to do, right? I spend a lot of time doing things I don't want to do.
Yeah.
So like just getting that time where you're actually enjoying the time you're putting in, you're able to be present and kind of just go with the flow, get into that kind of flow state. Like that's a big payoff on its own. And then for it to actually have some monetary benefit too, and potentially be able to financially sustain you is like, that's everybody's dream, right? I mean, at least my dream.